We have long known that the commissioner of the RCMP, Brenda Lucki, is either political or incompetent. But new tape recordings reveal that, sadly, it could be both. I'm Adrienne Batra. With me are Jamil, Jivani, and Brian Lilley. Okay, Brian, I know that the accusation is harsh, but am I wrong? What do we know?
You're not wrong at all. Back in June, we learned from the Mass Casualty Commission in Nova Scotia, this is the one looking into the April 2020 massacre down there, that handwritten notes of Superintendent Darren Campbell said that there was political interference from RCMP Commissioner Brenda Lucki, that she was pressuring the detachment in Nova Scotia, H Division, to release information related to the investigation, what types of guns were used, and that she was doing it for political reasons. Now, I think police should be more upfront, more open with Canadians than they are, but there is a tendency to say, no, we've got to protect this for the investigation. Fine. But for the commissioner to push for that on political grounds is completely wrong. She denied there was political interference. She used weasel words all over the place. But now we've heard the audio recording where she says, do you understand what's going on in the world of guns and handguns right now? That they're trying to get a piece of legislation going. This was obviously political for her political bosses. We don't have evidence that Bill Blair, the then public safety minister, pushed this, or that Justin Trudeau, but she promised them that she would do this for them for their legislation, and got really angry at her staff when they didn't, and raised a partisan political point. She has to go.
You know, Jamil, I think it's hard for any clear-thinking individual to think that there wasn't some sort of political pressure because, I can question, and we can question Brenda Lucki's competence and her ability to do the significant role of being the commissioner of the RCMP. But I don't know if she just came up with this idea on her own. I mean, I feel that there must have been someone sort of whispering in her ear saying, hey, we've got some legislation happening here. Get this done.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild for a commissioner to reference legislation. I mean, when giving instructions on how to do an investigation, it is very, very uncommon. It's very odd, and it's no wonder that it's blown up into the scandal that it has become. I think Commissioner Lucki owes some kind of explanation for why she made that reference. To your point, Adrienne, is it from instruction from above? Is it from her own incompetence? Is it a mix of both? I think people deserve that, because this is such a tragic example of someone in a highly influential public position undermining trust that Canadians will have in government officials. As Brian mentioned in his excellent column on this earlier, Commissioner Lucki is scheduled to testify in the inquiry about the Emergencies Act. How could anyone believe anything she has to say at this point? I mean, this is why believing what our officials say is important, because it will undermine our trust in so many other things. And that's why Canadians deserve an explanation.
Yeah. Okay, Brian, last word to you. Is there going to be any accountability for this? The shall we say, different remarks that were made over the course of the last few months when this information was revealed about Lucki and claiming the legislation. And any follow-up from this, or is this just going to be yet another one of those situations where, frankly, there's no accountability?
Yeah, I'm worried it'll be the latter. We just saw Liz Truss resign in the UK because she screwed up as Prime Minister of Britain. So she's, falling on her sword. She's resigned. Will Brenda Lucki do that? Probably not. Justin Trudeau put her in. She helps protect him. I think he'll protect her. It's been almost 24 hours since this came out. She's still in her job. So, I wish we still had honor in our political system. I don't think we do anymore. Ministers don't resign when they mess up. Ministers don't resign when they lie to Parliament. So why would the RCMP commissioner?
It is a sad state of affairs. Log on to Facebook and Twitter. Let us know what you think, and go to thetorontosun.com for more information on this story and other coverage you will not find anywhere else.